Now, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So the problem was apparently my microphone was not plugged in, or it was. Is it still working now? For some reason, it just showed that it stopped and then started up again. Okay. I thought it was a bit. Whoops. So, anyways, yeah, I gotta make sure that that's still working. I don't know why, because every time I pull up OBS, this is already connected. So I don't know why it just disconnected all of a sudden, but here we go. So what is there to talk about? If you realize my tongue is red, I said this earlier, but apparently, if you realize my tongue was red, it's because I had a popsicle just before this, and so, and then, this obviously isn't helping because it's orange, so. I should probably say hi to the chat. Hello, chat. Hello, TCOG Productions. Ray Med. Autobot Hyper Chef. You're a chef now. I don't know why I said that. Hyper Shift. Tailgate 009 via Revolticon. The Collector of Different Toy. J Scruffalo Studios. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Keldeo Studios. Anthony. Jason Paris. Great vintage Shockwave video. That was funny. Thank you. I was actually a little worried about that because the last time we did a whole big skit thing, people were complaining about it. It was in the Devastator review. We did this kind of 90s style trailer, and it was meant to be fun, but a lot of people were like, no, I don't like that. To the point where they put in time codes in the comments so that they could come back and skip the intro, which was kind of disgusting because we put in a lot of work. We tried to make it entertaining, and I'm still very proud of that intro, regardless. But, yeah, just a little disappointing on how people reacted with that. A lot of people still liked it, too. So, but with the Shockwave video, I'm very happy about that. A lot of people seem to like that, especially when Max was like, I am a boat. Running change of this new studio series, Rise of the Beast Bumblebee. Yeah, with the better paint, yeah. Kind of bothered by that too, but whatever. I'm not going to switch out. I'm not going to return my Rise of the Beast Bumblebee just to have better paint. If it's that much of a problem, I'll paint it. But it's not. So, you know, there's a bunch of stuff I got recently, you've probably seen, that I haven't really talked about, so I've got some of that over here. Some other things I've probably forgotten about, but I did recently get a Bravo Authentics RC and Barricade. You know, you'll go into maybe a pharmacy store or something and you'll see them. Out here we got Superstore and they usually carry them. They're kind of the cheaper Transformers that aren't really tied to a specific show. They just use the general design. And I bought the Bravo ones, which were about almost core class size, but not quite. They're bigger than core class. And the reason why is because, okay, I want to check them out. I want to try them. And I do have a video filmed for that. It was meant to be a toy haul, but then I thought, no, let's spice it up and have it kind of like a reactionary opening video. And I'm just going to give a heads up right now. I don't care for the Authentics line anymore. I know some people do, but I don't. I think those two figures are the worst things I've bought this year. Now, when it comes to the Authentics, I'm not talking about some of the earlier ones. I have a Shockwave that's pretty cool. But some of the later ones are just like, they look like dollar store toys. No, the RC was bad. I knew the RC was going to be bad, but I didn't realize that bad. The arm broke. That's how bad it was. There's the Authentics Core Class Primal. It's not Core Class. It's a Bravo series. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just wanted to correct that. It's not technically Core Class. Tailgate 009. Like 007. How you doing, Brian? Tailgate 009. Okay, I don't know why I said 007. If I did. I've been alright. Hello, first stream of yours I'm joining. Hello. I know you're into building sets. I have all 6 of the Gigabots. Their energy spheres that turn into 13 tall robots. That reminds me of Neo Shifters. I used to buy those. Speaking of building toys, I managed to build that Camaro that I really wanted. They had a Bugatti. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but it's a yellow Technic Bugatti. But I went for the Camaro because I love Camaros. I mean, obviously with the Bumblebee nod, I probably should get this anyways, but I gotta say that I wasn't interested originally because none of the images really make them work. When I first see these Technic cars, the only one that really speaks to me that, oh, that looks like the actual car is either the Porsche or I think it's a Mustang. But anyone of these size, I don't know, it just doesn't really work for me. And then as soon as I get them, because I have a McLaren one as well, as soon as I get them, I'm done building it, I start to realize, oh, now I can see the shape. Because with this gap right here, yeah, that's something from the original Camaro. The only thing I don't like is there should be a point here. I get that it's a NASCAR, but still, they have that point. And you guys probably don't care what I'm talking about, but I love Camaros, so. But anyways, I also have a bunch of other figures beside me. I got Sound Blaster and Sludge, but mostly because I was showing them off with Slug, who is not that great, but a lot better than Sludge. I also have Leo Prime, if anyone wants to ask me any questions about Leo Prime. There we go. By the way, there's been a lot of news recently that I've not been talking about, so I'm going to touch up a little bit about that, mostly regarding Rise of the Beast. I'm not going to talk too much about, like, oh, there's a KFC promotion, which I really want one of those cups, or something else, but there is a couple of things. But as well, I keep sidetracking. I do have Battle Trap as well, so if you have any questions on that. But the recent one that I got is Skyquake. And I really like Skyquake. I'm going to transform this during the stream, but for right now, let's talk about some of the Rise of the Beast stuff that I mainly want to talk. No, I'm not talking about spoilers. I'm not talking about, the TV spots and some of the new scenes, so you don't have to worry about it. It's with the soundtrack, which I'm not going to specifically talk about what's in the soundtrack specifically, but it's that and some of the reviews that we've been getting, which are not spoilery because there's no embargo on that, I guess. Or there is an embargo. No, I'm not. I just said that I don't like the Authentics line. I don't like that RC and Barricade. I'm not interested in anymore. So no, the Primal, no, I don't really care. Okay, so just hold off your questions on those figures for a bit, just so that I can catch up on the Rise of the Beast stuff. I haven't been doing too many news videos because I've been very busy with a lot of stuff as of recent. We kept like mowing the lawn every other day. My dad visited, then we mowed the lawn again, then we had to do that again. This is just a lot. But yeah, so the Rise of the Beast soundtrack came out, or at least, part of it got revealed, and it's actually very surprising how many old tracks they're using. Some people are upset because they think that it should probably stay away from that, because if it's trying to hold off on being its own thing with Bumblebee, because it is a sequel to Bumblebee, then maybe we shouldn't use some of the Michael Bay songs or some of the nods to that. But to that I say, I feel like this soundtrack is going to kind of collaborate with different songs or scores to kind of make almost like the perfect soundtrack to it. I heard someone say that it's using Transformers Prime, but I didn't see any specific score that it was using. I don't know if people are confused with one of the other titles, because I could see that happening, but no. And then also, I will say this one, Unicron's theme from the original Transformers movie is apparently going to be in that, so that's awesome. But we kind of knew that, Steve Jablonsky was going to be involved with this, so no surprise there. Another thing I wanted to touch upon that I completely forgot about is, unfortunately, Transit is not in the movie. He might be in the deleted scenes or something, but he is not going to be in the movie, which kind of sucks because I want a bus Transformer. We have not gotten one. As far as I could tell, I tried looking for one, and every time I ask, people are like, well, there's this, and it's like a third-party company, or it's from a company that's got no relation to Hasbro or Transformers. So that sucks. But hey, we might get a Studio Series 1 anyways. Someone said, well, we could because we got Hightower and Scrap Metal. Not Scrap Metal, one of the other Constructicons. I can't remember which one. But hey, we got Hightower, and he's based on Concept, so we could easily get that. The difference is, he makes Devastator. So his sole purpose of releasing was for Devastator. If those guys didn't combine and just did their own thing, we wouldn't have Hightower. Okay? If they made Devastator into a box set that's not combined with any other Constructicon, we would have Hightower then, but he would just be the vehicle. He wouldn't have the robot mode. So that's a completely different thing. And then the other thing is that I wanted to touch up on is some of the reviews. Now, a lot of the reviews I've been seeing for Rise of the Beast have been very positive, which I'm glad for that. And it seems people are getting a little more excited for that. But then it also seems that Twitter is kind of pushing down some of the bad reviews. I don't know if that's intentional or just how the algorithm worked, but there are some negative reviews you can find, but there's a lot of positive ones, so I'm very happy about that. Okay, so any questions about some of the figures I talked about? Battletrap, Leo Prime, Skyquake. Come on. Give them to me. I can see that people are having their own talk in the chat. Let your questions loose. I came for the drama talk, ATPin. Hi, Kaz. Yeah, Viva Volticon, he smells. There's your drama. There's just been so much. I don't want to touch upon it because there's just so much going on. You can, like, 2 seconds on Twitter will show you something. So I wanted to keep this stream not talking about it because it's been too much. Do you have Legacy Dragon Megatron? Yes, I do. It's in the other room, but you can ask me anything about that. I really recommend that figure. I did not think I would like that figure at all, but I'm surprised. By the way, I'm sorry if I do skip some of the questions. Favorite figure you bought this year? Probably that Transmelt Megatron, surprisingly enough. Oh, I already read that. Battletrap really traps me in his arms. Oh my. How is Skyquake? Skyquake is really good. This reminds me of the time with Christian. No. That's a reference to Larry's stream I was in near the end of it. So how is Skyquake? I definitely recommend looking up some of the fixes. I don't recommend looking up the ones where you have to disassemble or shave off parts, because you actually probably don't need to do that. So I recommend at first. Hi Dad, I see him in the chat. I recommend doing at first just looking up how it's supposed to properly transform. By the way, I transformed Sound Blaster just now. Finally, a G1 style buzzsaw. I'm going to transform this into his combined mode. But yeah, once I figured out some of the fixes, I actually started liking it more and more. But one thing I do recommend actually shaving off is he's got these very tough ratchets in the arm that goes in and out. He's got these very tough ratchets in the shoulders that go in and out. I definitely recommend giving them a quick sand down, because now mine are much looser, but the joint is already tight enough. Like, you do not need to rely on the ratchets at all. I'd still let it just barely touch it, but if you can get at it to loosen that up, you're going to have less problems. I've seen people break the Skyquake figure because the ratchet was so tight that it just destroyed the entire joint system. So, yeah, definitely recommend looking into that. But otherwise, if you can, you know, figure everything out, he's pretty cool. Yes, he does combine with Neonose. That is a nod to the Dreadwing figure, because they released the Skyquake first, but that's a nod to the G2 Dreadwing. Ah, shoot. I just popped off the back of Sludge. Look at me, Ma, I'm pants. And for this guy, he's not that hard to transform. So this guy I got the same time as Skyquake. And he's kind of cute, but I don't like the gap on the bottom. So there's that. Just give me a second. Okay. Sorry, I had to check something. But yeah, he's got this. I tried opening him up. Okay, there we go. He's got this weird gap in the torso. I do not like that. Other than that, he's pretty basic, but that's not really a bad thing if you get Sludge first. So there we go. And I'm sorry if I'm ignoring the chat again. It's a habit at this point. What would you like to see in Legacy? It's funny, I mentioned that I would like to see Robots in Disguise Grimlock, and most of the people were like, no, no, no! And it's like, why? He's kind of cute. So, let's see. We're supposed to plug in the abdomen first, and then this guy just plugs over top. There's so many pegs. You know, you can complain about the Dinobots, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. But one thing I will give them credit on is that that body is secure. That body is not going anywhere. So, and then you plop on the head. I love that the head's on the 5mm pose, but that's looking pretty good. You know, the arms look a little too spindly, but whatever. Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series Wheelie Wen. They did that. It's called Shockwave though. R.I.D. 2001 Optimus. Yes, I would like to see that. A lot of people have been asking for that. And I think they could pull it off. I mean, we got the Cybertron Optimus Prime. Doesn't he transform into, I want to say a fire truck, but even then they critiqued that it didn't really look like a fire truck, so. But hey, if we can go as far as that, why can't we go as far as to, you know, make Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime? I would love to see that and get him to combine with Ultra Magnus, you know? A lot of people would love that. I know people would like Robots in Disguise Ultra Magnus because one of the positives about that original Siege toy, got this guy, one of the positives about the original Siege toy was that his truck mode is inspired by that Robots in Disguise toy. So, let's see. I transformed Sludge. One thing to note is that you don't want to close up the backpack because that's going to limit the waist articulation. I'm surprised. No elbows, but it has a waist joint. So I recommend opening that up. And if you open it up all the way, you can store the weapon on the back. So if you want that. But usually I just keep them partly down and have them like that. I thought it was clever to put the head into the torso piece. And I love the fact that the head is on a 5mm pose. Definitely tells you that they're cooking something up with Dino King. But, yeah, there he is. Do you like the Junkions? The new ones? Yes, I really do. I got the first two from Legacy, and then, of course, I've got the Wreck-Gar and some of the other ones. I'm very curious to see Trash Master. Hearing that name, I'm gonna guess and say it's gonna be a garbage truck, and maybe it will have a lot of nods to animated Wreck-Gar. But that's just me guessing. Also, if it does have the gimmick, this will be the first time that any of the weaponizer gimmicks will be a Voyager class toy. Skyquake time! Alright. Robots in Disguise build team. That'd be nice. I heard that they're planning on doing the Autobots, so that'd be nice. Core Class 6 liner. That might not be too bad. All right, Skyquake. Let's do a thing with you, buddy, Mister. God, I love the jet mode. Fantastic jet. I don't have the original Skyquake in alt mode. I have it in robot mode right now, so I can transform, or I don't want to transform it right now. I can show that off in a bit, but you know, I think it'd be a much more interesting comparison if we actually compare the robot modes, because, well, yeah. One thing I did note about my Skyquake figure is that the side of one of the legs, where it's got the rotational joint midway through, has stress in there. I don't know if you could see that right under that vent detail. And I'm not too sure why. It doesn't seem to be too tight. So that's the weird thing. Also, this wing does not plug into place, so it just kind of plops around. This side does. But this side took a while to do. So. Also, you should have better heels. What the hell were they thinking? So, not a perfect toy. But again, I'm growing into it. I'm liking it more and more. I think this really does respect the G2 design as well as the modern one. And I think the reason why this might be better than other one, I meant to say RC. And I think the reason why this is better than Knockout or RC is because it actually has a G1 or G2 design to base as its original. So with blending that, you can kind of pick nods between the two. And I think that with this, it's just... Because the Legacy Prime RC, it doesn't feel like it's based on anything. So the details just kind of come out of nowhere. By the way, this is what I'm talking about with the ratchet joints. See how I can just do that easily? So much better after I shave that off. Alright, let me concentrate on this part. Because getting this landing gear in properly is the worst thing in the world. Would be nice if it could pop out, though. There we go. Alright, love the head sculpt. There's actually something about the head sculpt I did not know that might surprise people. So, let me see if I can get him in correctly. Get the landing gear in. Because if you get the landing gear to go past where it should be, kind of makes a soft notching noise. Or not a noise, but you can kind of feel it to where that nose cone goes a little straight. So. Sorry, again, I know I'm ignoring the chat, not doing it on purpose, but it's just how it is sometimes, I guess. I guess I'm just rude. God, Twitter has had a hissy fit at me for... You know what? I said we weren't going to talk about drama, so... I did have drama with this one guy, and it was kind of funny, too. But again, we won't touch up on it. It's all in the past. Let's see. I'm just trying to make sure I get this in right, because this guy is really difficult sometimes to work with. But once you get it done, he's a lovely, lovely figure. And like I said, I'm getting more used to him. I will get to the chat. By the way, there's a heart emoji thing. I don't know if anyone can push that and just show me if something comes up. Because I don't know if something is supposed to come up for that. And it's just not showing anything. So, okay. So, got that into place properly. By the way, so I filmed... okay, now I'm seeing it. It does work. I filmed an opening video, and I did not know that there was a panel in the arm that's supposed to flip down, or that the arms are supposed to extend. So you're going to see me mistransform the Skyquake figure. Okay, I just wanted to see if that worked. I definitely hope to make a Beast Wars Magmatron. Okay, I read that as Beast Wars Megatron. I'm like, heads up, buddy. There we go. By the way, I want to send a big thank you to, God, Botbender Orange. I think that's his name. I'm sorry that I completely just slipped my mind, but he's going to be sending me the Origins Jazz that I was complaining about that I couldn't get. Oh, Skyquake, why you fall over? There we go. Okay. Love the machine gun. It looks a little too thin, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah, he's going to be sending me that, so that's awesome. Come on. There we go. Got that in. Alright, and the little sword. He crush. I'm Skyquake, I crush. I crush puny Autobots. I crush Starscream with big hand. There we go. Alright, there he is. Doesn't that look good? Yeah, I like him a lot. And, you know what? I said I was going to show off the Transformers Prime figure and do a comparison. I have not done that yet, so I should probably go get him. He's in the back. I put him next to Dreadwing all the time. They are never separated. But because it's dark back here, I can't tell which one's Skyquake or not. There he is. I see the green now. Alright. So there's the original Skyquake. I got it at Big Bad Toy Store. It was like one of the only purchases of Big Bad Toy Store. But there he is. Oh, I love the transparent red and the green used on him. But it looked a little too dark to me. But there's the lad. Yeah, he still looks good. I don't care what anyone says. A little fragile, so I'm not going to transform him right now. But, yeah. And there's the modern one. Oh, he's so much bigger, and I love that. I will say, for this one, he's got a much better sword. This sword is just... Ugh. This sword, yeah. It's also not transparent plastic. So, the problem with this weapon, not only the little gimmick here, was that it's transparent red. And so now, with the new one, they just swapped the weapons. That doesn't fix it. Alright. Stand, you little... There you go. You did it. What's back there? Oh, bulkhead. I saw wings. I'm like, did I get that Prime Starscream, the Voyager Class 1? Because I don't remember getting that. I want it, but I don't remember. No, it was Bulkhead's wings. Alright. Now I'm back to the chat. Okay. When I got Legacy Dragon Megatron, one of his leg ratchets just stopped working. Losing his left arm. That would have been interesting, but not something I need. Let's see. I prefer the bulk of the new one. Yeah, that's what I like on this. He's just so chunky. A lot of back kibble though, but look at that front view. I'm not sure how I feel about the screen on the chest. I get the reference. It's meant to be like G2, but it just looks a little too bold. But aside from that, nah, I really like that. Oh, another interesting thing is that his head... I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to show that off. His head's on a slider. You got a Dark of the Moon Skyhammer in your collection. Got a sealed one coming in my way, and I'm stoked. I do not have Dark of the Moon Skyhammer. I do have Age of Extinction Drift. That was a repaint of that. And I like that mold a lot. So it's a little wonky, but I kind of like that it looks a little wonky. You know, he kind of owns it. So some figures can actually make that work. Secretly stalking James and Brian. I knew it. Are you outside? Want to get Gamer Optimus? Yes, I do. I want to get all the gamer figures, but the reason why they haven't been so much on my radar is because I've already been getting like Legacy and the other Studio Series stuff, and I'm trying to catch up on that. So it's so much. Like, I need to get Scourge from Rise of the Beast. Thoughts of Studio Series Gamer Edition? For me, when it was mentioned them doing some characters from the War for Cybertron DS game, which piqued my interest. So here's the thing. I think I understand people upset that Studio Series is kind of branching out onto so many different things that it's not become one thing anymore. But with the title like Studio Series, it doesn't have to be one thing if you think about it. Like, Studio Series doesn't just sound like it has to be live action movies. It could pretty much be anything. So I don't think it's that much of a big deal that they do game. I'm sorry, I'm burpy right now. They have to do gamer edition stuff, you know. So the more I think of it, the more I'm into it, because we've been getting a lot of cool figures out of that. I mean, that Optimus Prime looks really good. There's a lot of Studio Series 86 figures that I actually prefer over some of the original ones that we got from, the Prime Wars, and even some in the War for Cybertron trilogy, like that RC. Oh, we needed that. But yeah, the Blur I actually prefer from Studio Series 86. I know that's not really a popular idea, but still. Same thing with Cup. I mean, I like the original Generations Cup, but the modern one, yeah, it looks old, or it just looks kind of bland. But like, that's kind of Cup, so he's not really that exciting to begin with. So I'm okay with that. Who else? Hooah! Patriot Prime reference. The Hot Rod. Good God, I don't like any other Hot Rods. Up until that point. Not a big fan of the Titans Returns, and the classic one. I wanted the classics one, but after a while it's like, not really that good. Did you know that you hosted... Yeah, I know. I know we have a Cliff Jumper from the Gamer Edition line coming from the Bumblebee. Yeah, we've seen it. It's got the different head. Any hope for Studio Series Rise of the Rise of the Dark Spark figures? I don't know, because I don't know if there's any point, because don't they just reuse a lot from the War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron games, and then they take from the movies? I mean, isn't that generally what Studio Series is to begin with? So I don't know, like, what... I don't remember Rise of the Dark Spark too much, but I do remember that it had movie Grimlock and then the Fall of Cybertron characters. So it's like... MP Cons! Hello. It's funny, I came to your stream and now you're coming to mine. I'm not sure how long this stream's gonna last. I mean, it's only been 35 minutes, but still. I'm just very warm. The main reason why I did this live stream is because I haven't done a live stream in a long time. So I thought, yeah, all the Rise of the Beast, all the Rise of the Dark Spark figures, they're already happening. You didn't even know it. Studio Series, with the live action movies and the Gamer Edition stuff, Rise of the Dark Spark, you already have it. Retiring the love. That is not my name. My name is Brian with an I. Hello, that toy guy. Why do you have to write poop, huh? That's offensive. That toy guy cameo. I'm trying to think of what figures I got from you. I know I got the Tigertron, which has not really yellowed that much since you got me that. You got me the Skywarp from Transformers Universe, I think? Yeah, that's fine. That's not a big deal. His name is Johnny. Um, Exhaust and some bonkles. Yes, it was Exhaust. No, it was Exhaust, Skywarp, Tigatron, that Skeletron, and Galak-Cal. That's what you got me. I have returned, stepped away to make some food. That's fine. His name is Shockwave. I am very glad that a lot of people seem to like that Shockwave video. Actually, one of the voice actors came to me and said, "Man, I need to get that Galactic Wave now. Galactic Man Shockwave." I want to review that Galactic Man Shockwave, the Selects one. Renaming things we sent you. Hello. Yeah, Tailgate009, you sent me Slugslinger and Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime, which I really want to review. It's just it's always a bad time, because I want to review Slugslinger, but then I overthink it, and I'm thinking, okay, I gotta do Trigger Happy, I gotta do Misfire, and then as I'm thinking that, I'm thinking, oh, I gotta do some of the other deluxe figures that I haven't done before that. I haven't done Weird Wolf, and I haven't done Scourge, and all these and that, and it's like, oh god. And then for Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime, the funny thing about that is I want to do all the leaders from War for Cybertron in a row because I haven't done a single one yet. So I thought, okay, we do that all in one sweep. And that would be a lot to do. But I have them written, so. Fish. It would take way too long to name all the stuff I sent you. Yeah, you've sent a lot. A lot of Halo, some Bionicle parts, Mirage, a Beast Wars character, which I still have the box somewhere around here. Oh, it's in there. Cyber Shark, that's what it was. Notice my face when I'm thinking. The only legacy one I have is do a group review for the Decepticon Target Masters. I have to look back because I think I wrote part of the alt mode so that I could just go back and finish it off. But who likes Michael Bay designs? I do. There's a lot that I like from them. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to touch up on. So, I am going to be trying to work on reviewing the Transformers the movie. That's my 500th review. I gotta figure out how to clip it properly because I don't want to get, hey, we're Hasbro and we don't want you doing that. You're using too much of our footage. But it is something that I really want to do, and I have kind of an idea on how to do it. It's just I need to figure out the rest of the review. I need to sit there and actually, write down everything. 37 viewers, that's not bad. That is not too bad. I might have to cut it early today, just because I'm kind of slowing down, and also because it's very warm. And I wouldn't mind doing these every once in a while for like 40 minutes to an hour. Just to kind of catch up, talk, do whatever. Do you ever plan on going back and redo some of your older Canadian reviewer reviews? It's funny, I have thought about that. For my 10th anniversary review, I was going to do Prime Starscream again, because that was my first review. But I thought of two things. One, do I really want to go back and repeat it? Because the whole reason why I wanted to do Canadian Reviewer is because every once in a while, in the early days for my channel, I kept going back and doing reviews. And so with Canadian Reviewer, it was meant to be, okay, I reviewed this, it's done, it's up, don't have to think about it anymore, and I can move on to some other figure. But just for an occasion, maybe. But the other thing is that I'm pretty sure that figure is dirty and crappy and the pins have rusted because it's an older figure I played with. So just say the word and I can take over. It will take me about 12 hours to get to you. So a lot of dead air. Yeah, it's going to be like this. By the way, King Atlas, can we get one? Can we get a Machine Wars Starscream? I know we're getting Dreadwing, but why stop there? You know they designed it like this so that they could do more. What's the worst figure you would actually recommend people to buy because of how bad it is? Ooh, okay. I know I've had before, but now I can't think of it because most of the bad figures I got has to do with engineering problems or quality control issues. So it's less just, oh, this is so bad, but it's fun. Armada Sideways. Or Sideswipe, not Sideways. Sideways is probably good. Sideswipe? Ew. If you want to go one step worse, Run Amok. He might have a cool looking alt mode, but that's about it. If we don't get G1, G2 Skyquake from that mold, I'm gonna run. I think that's the point of them doing this, is it kind of collabs, or it's a compilation of both, pretty much. So even if they don't, you have this. Man, that wing is really annoying me. I wanted to get retracts. I looked up at my Walmart and I begged them, please, baby, please. But they never sold retracts. Oh, okay. I looked at the box down here and I thought this was Transmetal 2 Megatron, but I thought, that's weird. It should be Legacy Evolution, not the normal Legacy, because I could only see the top of the box. I need to get rid of these boxes. So. I said I want Transmetal Legacy figures. I want Optimus Primal. I want Cheetor. Both Cheetors. Transmetal 2 Dinobot. That'd be nice. You know, because there's a lot more characters that they could do for the Beast Wars guys. And I have pretty much everyone. The only Beast Wars or Beast Machines character I don't have from War for Cybertron or Legacy, and I really want to get it. It's been showing up a little bit more, but it's just always a bad time, and then it's removed, is T-Rex. Maximal T-Rex. So, probably on my radar now. Transformers Evo Fusion! Wow! You can store the sword under the gun! Wow! You know what's the only good thing I could say about Evo Fusion? Is the fact that when they move on to other repaints, they don't have to acknowledge that. That's it. It's not like Combiner Wars where, okay, if you have another Combiner figure in the future, or, you know what, more so, Titans Returns, if you have a figure in the future, it's not like you have to point out, oh, it's got a Headmaster gimmick. No, you can just ignore that. Polar Claw would be nice. I just opened T-Rex today. Oh, nice. I bought T-Rex during the holidays from Target. It was 50% off. Wow. Brian, are you bored yet? Just asking. No. It's just very warm. I got a lamp on me right now, so yeah. Beast Machines Night Scream. Give us that. Sure, why not? I'm not gonna say no. TFA or G1 Pearl? TFA, although I will say, I forgot that I recently got that too. I could have brought that out. I will say, I love the robot mode. The Ninja Stars don't really hold too well in his hand. Even the hand that's made for it, it doesn't really hold too well. I could get it to hold, but not the best. Bike mode, not good. doesn't really hold up well. Best studio series? I usually say Ironhide from the first movie, but right now it's Rise of the Beast Bumblebee. Who knew? I remember when Siege first dropped, a Target employee put a clearance sticker on Cog's box. It was $4. Holy crap. That's one thing I miss about Targets being out here. Which reminds me, so early in the year, I had a toy haul from Toys R Us. It was around Christmas. Actually, I combined that with my Christmas haul, so I had a lot of different things. I had, like, DK Breaker, Cyclonus and Nightstick, the Buzzworthy Pterosaur, some other figures I'm not going to really talk too much on. But I bought a whole bunch of figures because our Toys R Us was closed down. Not the whole thing for, all the provinces and just Canada in general, but they were closing off. The one closest here, and then the only closest one that would exist at that point is like 2 hours away. So that sucked. That bummed me out. Now I'm hearing that another Toys R Us is opening, and it's going to be a little closer compared to the original one. Not by far, not by much, but it's going to be a little bit closer. It's going to be a smaller Toys R Us, but that might not be a bad thing. So, yeah. And apparently it's going to be 2 levels. So it's going to be, I think, a regular Toys R Us and then a Babies R Us above it. So, yeah. Apparently we're getting that. That Toys R Us, by the way, had been around since we moved here, which was about 16 years ago. So, actually well before that, because we were looking for a house a year before. So, 17 years. Ever since I've been on the island, it's been around. So, and I'd imagine, of course, a lot longer than that. So, yeah, that definitely kind of sucked. But hey, if a new one's opening, that's not far from that. Whatever, right? It just means that we have to wait, which sucked because we were getting the Origins Jazz online, but you can only get it if you can find it in store. Find it in store. Now I'm getting the hiccups. What the hell? You can only find it in store. So I was screwed. So thank you to Botbender Orange for that. Because I needed him. I really wanted him. I keep looking at my Skyquake figure. He's just so cool. Alright, so GX has got a yellowing issue. I haven't noticed, but I would imagine. I found Origins Jazz in Singapore. Alright, so I think I'm going to head out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry that I didn't answer too many questions, but, me and rambling. But I also want to say I appreciate you guys tuning in. I noticed that my viewer count has been kind of going down. And I understand why to a degree, because I haven't really been doing too many... Oh, there's my phone going off. I haven't really been doing too many different videos. They're just more or less the same, so I don't think they're really outspoken or as interesting as some of the other videos that people have been producing. So I want to go back into doing that, but it's kind of hard to do it right now, especially when I'm focusing on that Transformers the movie video. So yeah, but 11 hours and 50 minutes. Well, if you get here sooner, no. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night. It's just too warm. So with that, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun doodads. And we'll see you guys next time. Bam.